Welcome back to another video. In this video I'm going to talk about the Hestra Army leather gloves, the Gore-Tex ones. Recently purchased them just before the winter time. Wanted to have a warm, dry glove for using when I'm biking to and from work, and they worked out pretty well. I've definitely ran through a couple rainstorms with them, kept my hands nice and dry, and they're warm as all well. So got my little list here of little pros and cons what I have. So as mentioned before, they are extremely warm, almost a little too warm, so you really would not want to wear them unless it's below, realistically, 35 degrees. The water resistance, as mentioned, they are very waterproof. Went through some rainstorms, more or less kind of freezing rain, cold rain, never had any water penetrate through the gloves, so that worked out really well. The over glove protection worked out nice. I'm having them over the arm, especially when riding at 20 plus miles an hour. If I have my short gloves on, I'll get a little bit of breeze coming up underneath between the cuff of the glove and the jacket. That worked out well. The leather is super soft and supple. The quality of them is like nothing else. I've had a lot of Burton gloves, including the AK series, and these are just above and beyond what they normally are. When you get the glove, it does come with a little bit of a leather balm for the glove itself. You can do 1 to 2 coatings with it. I did the initial coating, but I'm going to do another set probably at this point anytime. Wanted to wait until the season was over just to make sure I got them. The only really cons I've had is that the amount of insulation that's in the fingers. So in these parts here, especially for like operating brake levers, things like that, it just leaves the dexterity to be a little bit less than what you would probably want. So you don't get a lot of movement from your fingers individually. That's not a bad thing. That's just all relative to the insulation that's in there. So, that's definitely what's keeping you warm. And then the only other thing with these being that nice supple leather is you do have to maintain them a little more. So they are something where, it's not just a matter of spraying on DRW or whatever it may be to put the water repellency back on. You do have to take the balm out, kind of like cream. You really have to get it into the leather. You got to rub it in, make sure everything is nice and supple. I do love the little wrist straps, we'll call them. It is nice to be able to just take them off, have them hanging on your wrist when you have to do other things as far as setting up your bike or whatever you happen to be doing with them, going up the chairlift, all that stuff. When I ordered them, I did order both a size 10 and an 11. I ended up keeping the 11s, which is the largest size that's available. I don't have super large hands. I'd say they're probably between a medium and a large, but the 10s were a tiny bit tight. Even the 11s are a tiny bit snug, especially when putting on a liner. So on the really cold days when you want to have a liner underneath it, at least for me, it's very snug. But otherwise, that's the only thing I really noticed. So if you have very large hands, I don't know if the Hestras are going to be the best option for you. They are something, in my opinion, runs a little bit smaller, but otherwise, nothing else really to complain about them. Like I said, they're super warm, super dry. The over cuff works really well to go over your jacket to keep everything nice and dry, and it's something I definitely am going to continue to use. I really like them a lot. So there'll be a link down in the description below if you want to try to find them out. Typically Amazon has the best pricing on them, so they'll have a link there just so you can go and see if you can find the best pricing on them and then try them out yourself. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks.